Hi scientists! We have a messy experiment for you today. Parents, I'm sorry in advance, but it's really fun, and you'll have fun too, I promise. So today, we are going to be playing with non-Newtonian fluids. A big word, I know. What that means is that it doesn't follow the general rules of a solid, liquid, gas, plasma, any of our multiple states of matter. Everyone knows what a solid is. The wall is a solid. I'm a solid. We all have a pretty good idea of what a liquid is. Water, milk, juice, good examples of a liquid. And we all should know what a gas is as well. Not talking about gasoline, but gases like the air around us, helium like that goes in a balloon, oxygen that we breathe in, carbon dioxide that we breathe out. Those are all good examples of gases. But today, we're going to do an experiment with two different materials that actually don't follow those rules. They're called non-Newtonian fluids, like I said earlier. They like to act like both a solid and a liquid, depending on how much pressure we apply to them. So, the first one we're going to explore is called Oobleck. You should have everything you need at home in your cupboards. You are going to need cornstarch, water, bowl, a spoon, and a lot of patience. This one can get messy, but I promise it's very, very, very fun. The second non-Newtonian fluid that we are going to explore today is a favorite of kids everywhere, also one of my favorites. It is slime. To make slime, you probably have the ingredients at your house already because I'm sure most people have made slime before, but what you're going to need is glue, water. I like to use a borax solution, which I'll show you, or you can use liquid starch if that's the route you would like to take. There are so many slime recipes across the internet. Pick your favorite and you can play. All right, ready for the mess? All right, here is our chance to get a little messy. We are going to make some oobleck. First thing, we are going to want to add about 1 cup of cornstarch to our container. It's gonna be messy. Just be prepared for that. Then I'm going to add 1 cup of water to my cornstarch and mix that up. So this shouldn't be oobleck yet. This is just going to be kind of a hard to stir cornstarchy mess. You'll notice it still looks like a liquid. I can still kind of move it around just like a liquid. And remember, what we're looking for is something that acts like both a liquid and a solid, depending on how much pressure is applied to our solution. Okay, so I've got that pretty well stirred together. I'm going to add my 2nd cup of cornstarch now. This is going to be a lot trickier to stir. Probably going to need a little bit of help with this. Told you it gets a little messy. All right, now here is where we are going to start seeing the oobleck. You'll know that you have oobleck when all of your cornstarch is stirred in. There isn't this kind of liquid that you can see along the top here. And it will not leave these big chunks because it's not supposed to look like a solid. It's only supposed to act like one when you're trying to stir it, or when you're playing with it. So this is going to take a minute. Now if you have oobleck that looks kind of like cheese, you're going to want to add a little bit of water to that because this is still a little bit too much like a solid for it to be truly oobleck. So I'm going to add water just a little bit at a time. We're going to try and get this to be our fun Oobleck consistency. Oh, we're getting really close. You don't want to add too much water here because you're going to get trapped in a vicious cycle of having to add cornstarch and then water and then cornstarch and then water. So make sure you're adding that water pretty sparingly. All right, our Oobleck is looking pretty good. Told you it was messy. If you want, you can add some food coloring in there. This might stain your fingers, so just be wary of that. And I'm gonna go ahead and try to mix this in as best I can. As you can see, it acts like both a solid and a liquid, and solids keep their shape, but liquids expand to fill whatever container they're in. And in this case, that container is my hand. Slime is another great example of a non-Newtonian fluid. Everyone has their own favorite slime recipe. I'll leave mine in the description below. I am not going to make slime with you today because everyone has their favorite. I like to make mine with glue and borax and food coloring and water. It's a pretty simple slime. However, it does mean that you need to make sure you wash your hands when you are done playing with slime. Again, this is a great example because it's not quite a solid, but it's also not really a liquid. If I were to leave this slime just laying on the table, it would eventually take the shape of a table, like a liquid. However, as you can see, I can also mold it into whatever shape I want, to a degree, and it should stay in that shape, at least for a little while. Slime and Oobleck are both very, very, very fun. Great sensory, hands-on experiments. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below, or reach out to us on social media, or you can send us an email. So until next time, stay curious.